A very good morning. Thank you for joining us this Friday morning. This is News Minute and I am Pooja Prasanna. You are watching News in a Nutshell. And our first story that we're tracking is the health update of Telugu poet and activist Varavara Rao, who was receiving treatment for COVID-19 as well as several other age-related ailments in Nanavati Hospital in Mumbai since the 16th of July. He has now been discharged. Of course, his family is alleging that they were not even informed of the fact that he was discharged and sent back to the prison. They have been alleging that despite facing several serious health ailments, the NIA as well as several other agencies continue to deny him bail, and they say that his health is very, very critical. But despite that, he is being lodged in the prison in Navi Mumbai. Of course, he was arrested in November 2018 along with several others on the charge that he, along with a few others, had in fact plotted to kill Prime Minister Narendra Modi. And since then, despite several attempts and several accusations by both the family as well as several activists who are speaking for him, he has been denied bail. Bail was sought on several grounds, including health grounds. Now, of course, after getting discharged from Nanavati Hospital, Varavara Rao is back in Taloja Jail in Navi Mumbai, where he was lodged the last couple of years. The second story that we're tracking is the intense political fight that has broken out in Kerala over the fire that broke out in Secretariat on Tuesday. Now, the opposition parties, Congress and BJP and several other parties, have been alleging that this is a deliberate sabotage by the Pinarayi Vijayan government to make sure that crucial files that could have evidence against the government, particularly the Chief Minister, is damaged regarding the gold smuggling scam. Of course, this is a charge that the Chief Minister as well as the government has been very vehemently denying, and there has been an expert panel that the Chief Minister has constituted, and 1 week's time has been given for the experts panel to submit their report. This is not something that has pacified the opposition. Now, interestingly, the Congress party, which accuses the centre of using the agencies for a biased investigation in all other matters, has been insisting on at least an NIA probe, is seeking centre's intervention in this matter, saying that any probe constituted by the state government will be biased in favour of the Pinarayi Vijayan government. But of course, that notwithstanding, a team that is headed by ADGP Manoj Abraham has started investigation into the matter, and an expert panel headed by Disaster Management Commissioner A. Kaushikan will also be looking at the technical reasons as to what could have led to this fire that broke out in Secretariat on Tuesday. And this was, of course, in the protocol wing of the Secretariat. The last story that we're tracking is from Bengaluru, where on August 11th we saw violence that broke out in DG Halli and KJ Halli police station limits. Of course, there has been a lot of back and forth in terms of allegations, both by Congress and BJP, and also SDPI members have been arrested. We have been keeping you updated on this case. Now, the latest is that on the 2nd of August, 2nd of September, I beg your pardon, the Bengaluru Urban Deputy Commissioner G.N. Shivamurthy will start a magisterial inquiry into the matter. Now, we had updated you that the state government had also, along with several other inquiries that are taking place parallelly, had ordered for a magisterial inquiry for an unbiased probe into what really transpired. Was it a pre-planned attack, as it is being alleged? Who are the other people who were involved? Was the Congress involved, as the BJP is alleging, or was it in fact a failure of intelligence, as the Congress is alleging? This has, of course, also become a political storm here in Karnataka. But that said, on the 2nd of September, with a deadline of 3 months, the Bengaluru Urban Commissioner will start inquiry, and he has gone on to say that there will be regular hearings like a court session, and also he will keep in mind the NHRC, the National Human Rights Commission guidelines, when he is looking into this case, because there have been many allegations of human rights violations post the violence that took place. There have been many people, residents particularly of that area, who've come out and alleged that the police have picked up innocent people who are living in that area who had nothing to do with the violence that broke out. So all of these allegations will be looked into by this magisterial probe. We will, of course, continue tracking this very, very closely. And an update in the same case, so far 388 people have been arrested and a total of 55 cases have been booked as far as the DG Halli and KG Halli violence that broke out in Bengaluru is concerned. Do join us again at 6:30 p.m. where we will bring you the latest updates, all that happened in south of India over the next 10 hours or so. And do, in the meantime, visit our website, thenewsminute.com, where you can find stories and issues that matter to you, that are relevant to your lives, and issues that you want to hear more about. You can, of course, always leave questions, feedback, or anything that you want us to look into and write about as well, and we will take it up very, very promptly. We have no agenda. We will report on every story in an unbiased manner. Do join us once again at 6:30. This is Pooja Prasanna, for now at least, signing off for the News Minute. Thank you.